Greetings, everyone, from GBI again. For those who have just arrived or come online, just checking your audio to make sure that you can hear this okay. And if you have not attended a GBI Zoom session before, one of the things you're going to notice is that the audio and the video are split. So you'll notice that it tends to go to the speaker. If you wish to see Khenpo steadily, you may want to pin his video on your Zoom session so that it stays with him. And that's it. We'll begin in just a few minutes. Thank you.
and then I can finish. No, it's all of them are pre-recorded. They're already done. Yeah, if you're on, as long as you're on the list, as long as you've signed up via our website or the email, then you'll be getting a weekly pre-recorded. Yeah. So this one is not going to be live after this day. Hello, everyone, both those of you in person and online. Welcome to our introduction and question and answer session for our next section of Nunjo, which is Vajrasattva purification practice. The program starts today, June 16th, and will end on October 4th. This session right now is being made available via Zoom for those of you who have already registered. We are also live streaming this session to those who received the email that was mistakenly sent to a much larger audience. We are thrilled to have you here and to learn more about our Nunjo program. Now, if you are joining via the YouTube live stream and are interested in joining the Vajrasattva Nunjo program afterwards, you must go to our website at www.garchin.net and you must sign up. There you will receive ongoing communication. This is a program for the next couple of months that is with pre-recorded videos that will be sent out to you weekly, and there are all kinds of instructions that you'll be receiving via those emails. So do sign up if you haven't already through our website on the homepage at www.garchin.net. So without further ado, let me introduce Khenpo Tenzin, who is our resident Lama, who is going to be taking you through for the next approximately 2 hours our intro and Q&A for Vajrasattva, as well as just an overview of Nunjo for those of you who are new to it.
Lozon Yondin Jamzo Ngalawa, Tende Donjin Rebegele Zor, Dazo Lo, Juzon Rovers in Gel of the Zor, Ju Lamdun Rovers in Gel of the Lam Drava Zevras in Gel of the Zor, Drava Jizan Javars in Gel of the Zor, Tenje Zava Lama Jij. Gozon do Jelan da Dage Julan Bede Dage Dimba Dan Zinjin Jedon Labo Jandra Varzin Jelab de Zor. Many delayed Dharma brothers and sisters.
Excuse me, can you please turn up the sound? I can't hear you, Khenpo.
Oh.
And I have my computer on max sound.
Thank you.
This is for the audiovisual people. You can't hear him.
Oh.
If anyone else is not able to hear Khenpo, would you please say so in the chat session? We're not sure that if this is a specific issue or a general issue. Thank you.
Can you hear me now? Oh, good.
Barely, and other people are calling in on the chat that they can't hear you.
Oh, yes, it is difficult to hear. Oh. Oh,
much better.
Better? It's like thunder?
No.
It's like a sound
Thank
of...
you.
Okay, good. A little better. Oh. How about now? Much better?
It's getting softer again.
Oh. Better? Oh, better? That means better.
No.
Oh, no. Oh, sorry.
He's on mute.
Okay. Okay, so now
We can't hear you.
oh okay. Can you hear me now?
Excuse me, everyone. We are working on it. And if you could please be patient, and Khenpo will continue with the teachings because many people can hear as well. So thank you.
It's okay? Okay.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Oh yeah. The first Hundro or preliminary practice, the very beginning of this
I think he's on mute. He can't. Everyone's complaining, but he can't hear us.
consider joining via YouTube. Maybe Zoom. Okay. I learn English there. Can keep us on. It's on much. Oh yeah. Better. How about now? Oh no. Can you hear me?
Barely.
Barely. Things did working. YouTube is good. Yeah. Okay. So we can hear you. Oh, thank you so much. Very beginning of Mundo text and other texts we call sadhana. There is a refuge and bodhicitta practice.
There you go.
Oh.
So refuge. Why do we have like this order? Refuge, and then generating bodhicitta, and then prostration, and then Vajrasattva, and then mandala, and then Guru Yoga. Then again there is a bodhicitta and compassion practice. So first I would like to share a little bit about refuge. So refuge vow is actually necessary to become Buddhist and to cultivate merit. To cultivate great virtues. So that's where if you were able to receive refuge vow, that is helpful. Because if you received a refuge vow, then Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, then Dharma protectors, they support you, they help you to increase your merit, and they help you to quickly understand your natural mind. Natural mind. And then you will be able to quickly attain Buddhahood. So you don't want to experience so many suffering in this samsaric or cyclic exist realm. So I suggest you that if you did not receive refuge vow, then you try to receive refuge vow, because you have after you take refuge in Buddha, that means Buddha come to you help. You take refuge in Dharma, which means Dharma receive to you for helping in your life. And then you take refuge in Sangha, which means Dharma, brothers, sisters come to you to help. Dharma protectors are included, Dharma brothers and sisters. Then generate compassion and bodhicitta. At that, these feelings or these mentalities help you to purify your obscurations, and these mentalities help you to help other beings. So then these are the very important part. And then actually preliminary practice is before there are common preliminary practice. Common preliminary practice means we call it four thoughts. Four thoughts. First thought is precious human life. If you sometimes you have money, you have friends, you have good health, and then you cannot practice well. You cannot practice Dharma. That means you are quite participate to practice Dharma. So that's why first you should practice precious human life. What is the benefit of that? Its benefit is you will understand, oh, I have precious human life. That means I have a powerful life or powerful body. If I use this body in the right time, or this life in the right time, then through this life I can attain Buddhahood. I can become Yedam deities. I can become great Bodhisattvas, Mahasattvas. If I do not use on right way this life, then because of this life, I will experience lots of suffering. I will rebirth in the lower realms, in the hell realm, hungry ghost realm, and so forth. If I will, okay, that is the future situation, but still right now, if we cultivate so much non-virtues, the result is suffering. So that's where after you understand the value of precious human life, then here I don't say you should practice, make efforts, keep diligence. You spontaneously, enthusiastically, you will practice Dharma. So precious human life is practice on precious human life is very helpful and very skillful. Skillful means, or this is very very helpful in your life or for practicing Dharma. And then after second thought is impermanence. That's right now we don't understand. We see impermanence, but we don't understand. For example, the four seasons change. Summer change, spring season is changing, winter is season is changing. So flowers changing, and then our body it changes. Our friends are changed. So our family situation is changed. It's changing. So that's generally we see it, but we don't understand that. So we should meditate on impermanence. Then what is the benefit of that is there are lots of benefit. If I mention two, one is you have less clinging or attachment in this life, in the samsaric life, because you understand it's impermanent. If I too much clinging in this life or so forth, then it's one day sometimes you cannot leave something behind you, but that your favorite thing will leave you alone. For example, your body is your favorite one, but one day it leaves you alone. So that's impermanent, because that is impermanence. Another way is sometimes in our life there are lots of obstacles, lots of problems. At that time we feel that I'm going to suicide. I cannot stay in this world because I have a lot of suffering. So we feel like that. But sufferings are impermanence. They change. So meditate on impermanence is also very helpful. And then after that, if you practiced well on the precious human life and impermanence, then you next your practice is the renunciation of samsara. Actually, impermanence and renunciation of samsara are very similar. We think, oh, this samsaric happiness is genuine happiness. But samsaric happiness is suffering. Because, for instance, if I have a very expensive mobile phone, and then I thought, oh, I have a very expensive mobile phone, of course. And unfortunately, if I lost my mobile phone, then I will experience suffering. So, similarly, sometimes we have good friends, and then if we separate with the friends, it also cause of suffering. So samsaric happiness is cause of suffering. Samsaric happiness is not genuine happiness. But we don't want to be upside. Oh, if samsaric happiness is not happiness, then life is meaningless. I don't like to stay in this world. It's better to be commitment. To suicide or something like that. This is misunderstand. But we will find genuine happiness through Dharma practice. Samsaric happiness is like a honey on a very sharp knife. You like honey, but you don't like very sharp knife. But you like honey, and unfortunately this honey is on the knife, a very sharp knife. If you clinging and you like that honey, and then you lick this honey, then knife cuts your tongue. What happened then? Then your experience is painful, suffering. So samsaric situation is like that. If samsaric happiness is genuine happiness, then Buddha does not disturb us. Buddha did not lead us in another way, another path. But for instance, Buddha, he has power before he attained Buddhahood, and after he became Buddha, after he became enlightened, his family was very powerful because his father was a king. He has a beautiful wife. His kingdom is very kind of powerful and rich. So, but then he experienced both. He experienced kingdom. His father is king. He almost ready to become king. But because he was a prince. But then he ran away from his kingdom, and he meditated, and then he practiced, so he became enlightened. After he became enlightened, he came back at his home. And if his enlightened mind is not genuine happiness, definitely he will return. He will give up his robes. He will give up his religion, and he will become king. There is no doubt, because that is the father's wish, and the people's wish. But he found genuine happiness. So that's where then he know very clearly samsaric happiness is cause of happiness, and samsaric feeling is painful and suffering. Painful feeling and suffering. That's where he did not return. He did not give up his religion. And then he found a very genuine happiness And that's why then he start to share that to us. So today, what is my message to you is you don't want to become monks and nuns. Okay? You don't want to give up your family. You don't want to give up your friends, your pets. But you are going to give up clinging. Clinging means, oh, without this, I cannot live. Oh, only this is my important thing, very, very important thing. Because of that, I cannot practice Dharma. This is misunderstand. You keep your life, your lifestyle, you keep your friends, your possessions. At the same time, practice Dharma. At the same time, practice preliminaries. Okay, you can't practice, do special retreat because of your job, because of your other responsibilities. It's okay, but at least once a day, try to practice preliminaries. Who practiced well preliminaries, that practitioner will become great practitioner. I have proof. I have example. So all of these masters in ancient times, in present moment, they all practiced preliminary practices very well. They accomplished this practice successfully, and then they will. Otherwise, sometimes we practice long time. If I ask, do you see Yidam deities? Maybe you say, no. It's possible, yeah? But I cannot judge your mind. Maybe. But some masters practiced mandala, and that master sees holy Yidams during practicing mandala. So that's where first we try to see Yidam deities, and then we try to become Yidam deities. So preliminary practice, each and every these sessions are very important. Important means this is important because this is religion. I don't mean that. Important, I frequently says important. Perhaps I don't have other words. But the main thing is important means it's very helpful for you in your life to purify temporary obscurations in your mind, and then you will become enlightened. So that's why I often say important. Okay, if you try to reduce, promote your practice, then if you practice well, these results are well, these fruitions are well. That means if you practice well, the result is enlightenment. That's we call karma, cause and effect. So then among the four thoughts, the fourth is the karma, cause and effect. Okay, so karma, cause and effect is a very kind of powerful law. If we break it, then it punishes us. Actually, it means self-punishment. So try to keep very well karma, cause, law of karma. Keep means you follow on the path of karma, cause and effect. But there is one important is that if you think, oh, karma, cause and effect is somewhere, the law of karma cause and effect is somewhere. I am here. This understanding is incorrect. Karma cause and effect is your action, your thinking. So that's why always be mindful that when you say something, when you do something, always be alert. If it is engaging non-virtues, then try to reduce it. Try to stop it. Sometimes you can't stop suddenly, but try to reduce. For instance, if you give rise malicious thought, then at that moment you are unhappy. That is the result. Malicious thought is cause. Your unhappiness feeling is a result. If you generate bodhicitta, that is cause. And after your feeling is pleasant, that is result. If you are going to keep many friends, you should say very nice words. If your nice speech is cause, and your friends come to you is result. If you use a harsh word, that is cause, and your friends are run away, that is result. So that's where karma cause and effect is that. So these are you are going to meditate. Perhaps you understand karma cause and effect already, but repeatedly saying it and repeatedly concentrate, meditate on this, you should become familiar on there. So if you will visualize Yidam deity, you will become Yidam deity. So your visualization is cause, and you turned into the Yidam deity. That is the result. Yeah. But I visualize Yidam deity. I cannot become Yidam deity. What is that? If you have this question, my answer is practice Ngondro, preliminaries. That means you are going to clean something in your mind. You are going to purify something in your mind. So, many people think Ngondro is very difficult. Ngondro is not difficult. How do you practice? If you practice is difficultly, then it is. But Ngondro is not so difficult. Of course, some issues of your physical issue, body issue, knees issue, then maybe you are quite difficult to do prostration, especially full prostrations. But prostration, it does not always mean to whole body lie on the ground. Hands holding like this. Recite recitations of refuge, they all included prostration. But if you try to lie, karma cause and effect also lie to you. That means your body is very strong. If you do prostration, you can do it. But still you think, I can't. You just think, I can't do prostration. Then that's if you have a real issue, your knees or your body, then it's allow or you have a permission to recite refuge vow and do this part in 3 places. Then this is also included prostration and often visualize Yidam deities. So then another part is the Vajrasattva. Today is the Vajrasattva part. So I think first I will give you oral transmissions, and then I will explain, because today's our session is Vajrasattva parts. Okay, ready? Yeah. Tony ba de Javata, Dosengom de Chu Sameton, Toperzi Bala, Border Japan, de Paja and La Melon, La Zunion, Javarzi Bala, Suderzi, Gobatar, Drew Jones, Jacarache, the Anchicata, Dipala Yundi, Major Shopping, Dawan, the Yundi, Sumba, Taraturi, Yana Dita, Jetra, Madame Mizi. 小不太阳的大篮球的就是把多少三国内把样这没下去了，就算那些他们这些宁波也给加班的地贝斯，那个他们家大伙都是什么你这下儿去，一把人被村儿人的村儿人，娘说浪娃儿家，让个就我白的顶顶的红叶个不是让把儿为说绝三节。长生你不是人，亲生的对对那红老太老样，我是这着那算着为了能当成保家家。我是针对红叶年就被这跟着的老马多街上，更多个是龙龟金节间啥也这东多街都可能在用别那东这个过了点下你是既然这个龙头事儿。Pardien dorje sambaje dadan daje simje mare danse bacha so sanjen da boranze do so che so wa tabe do son to ga song ngam chen da je bale sang sim na san ju simje ran yin du zu jun song we ge jia dan je ne ba rang ge sang wo de xiu na de zhe jiang wa er jiu一家店到了，我们白色沙头什么呀？满那巴拉呀，白色沙头电脑吧，电站这种没办法，速度开要没办法，速度加要没办法，安那热都没办法，十八岁的没把人做十八个嘛，所以咱们只能一人过红。哈哈哈哈哈！我本个分十八大单个单白色嘛，们三白色吧，嘛什么呀沙头啊？但那没学蒙巴耶，咱这人那个人呀，老蒙古白讲做这。做多见金巴的，突击金不大你见着不做拉大讲解，些是话特别多些生白现在人就不去接，对着你东他们就倒把人那些那话现在打了点呗，你身边把这把。上了来也知吧，我是人你们看的对的，军啥军事节，到处他们让一见马这边这东东节，都是身边让一下打了，军事二说我。Okay, now you received. Oral transmission. So Vajrasattva, there are many yidam deities, as we have many kind of senses, 5 senses, eyes, ears, nose, and so forth, and then we have a body, speech, and mind. That's where there are many yidam deities for helping us. So Vajrasattva is a special yidam to help us to wash away our obscurations. But always we should know that Buddhism, all practitioners need to know that Buddhism Buddhist says that there is a helper we call yidam deities and Buddhas, 3 jewels. They will help you, but from your side also need to do something. For example, yidam deities make a boat, B-O-A-T, I think, boat, to cross a river of samsara. And then you are going to enter there. That means you are going to what? Receive refuge vow. And then after you receive in this boat, then you are going to, how to say, I don't know, it's drive that or some paddle. That means you are going to practice. So from your side, do something. You have Buddha nature, you possess Buddha nature, and some sentient beings became enlightened before you. And they came to you to help. So that's where you are going to cooperate together, work together. Then you will become enlightened. Otherwise, only they help you. You don't want to do anything. That is misunderstood. Only you are going to do something. There is no yidams, no Buddhas for helping you. This is also misunderstanding. So, fortunately, you have Buddha nature. You possess Buddha nature, and then these yidam deities come to you, and then you are going to practice and then you will become enlightened. So that's where during this Vajrasattva practice, you are going to visualize. The main thing is visualize and then recite 100 syllable mantra. So 100 syllable mantra is actually Buddha said that the power of a mantra is inconceivable. So that means if you recite this mantra with mindfulness, with devotion, with faith, then it purifies your obscurations. You have lots of obscurations. You means the mother thinking beings have many obscurations, but these obscurations did not mix with our Buddha nature. These obscurations are almost ready to disappear from Buddha nature. So that's why if we practice Vajrasattva and recite Vajrasattva's mantra, then these are obscurations will get rid of. They will we will able to remove them. For example, you dishwash, yeah, then or dirt, for example, the dirt are on in your house. If you use the vacuum, and then this dirt, you can collect all of this dirt, and then you can throw it in the trash bag. If this dirt are completely mixed with the floor, then you cannot clean it. But this dirt just temporarily come in this room. That's where we can clean it. Likewise, these obscurations and negative karmas, they all very temporary. So Vajrasattva is like a medicine. Negative karmas are disease. So we take medicines and then we can recover from that disease. So likewise, through practice Vajrasattva, we can purify all of these obscurations. And practice Vajrasattva by your body, speech, and mind. Body, actually, how should you practice Vajrasattva through your body? Means actually you visualize Vajrasattva's form. That means you practice Vajrasattva through your body. And then through speech, you are going to recite 100 syllable mantra. 100 syllable mantras. And then through mind, you are going to visualize this mantra garland at the round of the Hong syllable, white Hong syllable. So Vajrasattva is a special way to eliminate your the obscurations. For example, if you are wash your clothes, the water is very important one, but still you need what? Soap. Yeah, you put it into the washing machine. So similarly, the other practices also very necessary to purify your obscurations. Particularly, Vajrasattva is like a soap to clean your dirt of negative karmas. So then right after, then you are going to okay, if I a little bit introduce about Vajrasattva. Vajrasattva is the representative of your subtle mind. Your subtle mind and your bindu are inseparable. That's why Vajrasattva's color is white. So whenever you visualize Vajrasattva within the devotion means first you give rise devotion towards Vajrasattva, and then you visualize Vajrasattva, then that means your wisdom wind functions in your channels. That's where the karmic winds will not able to interrupt or will not stay or enter into your channels. That's for that reasons karmic winds start to stop the function or act. If your karmic winds start to stop act or function, then through your channels moving your wisdom wind function through your channels, then easily you will be able to see the Yidam deities, because at that moment your mind becomes very pure and clear. So then if you see remember Vajrasattva appears to you. If you remember Shakyamuni Buddha or Vedtara or Avalokiteshvara, whoever, they appears to you. Right now we try to visualize them, we can't. They seems they do not appear to us, because through our channels function enters the karmic wind. It is the karmic wind and wisdom wind are different, is like that. I show you my hand, this palm, and I say look in my hand, my palm. Then is your face reflection is appear here or not? No, yeah? But if here I show you a mirror, and then you watch this mirror, your face reflection is here. Similarly, when we work with the karmic winds, Yidam deities cannot appear there. But something appears there. What is that? Oh, you are a good person. You are a bad person. Oh, this is right. This is wrong. This is a problem. This is difficult. This is disease. Everything appears. Yeah. So practicing Vajrasattva, it make very clean our mind, and then it helps to function our wisdom wind. So that's that's why we need it. We need to practice it. Okay, and then next is mandala. In mandala, we need to accumulate merit. If you become great Bodhisattva who reach the 10th bhumi, still you need great merit. Still you need great merit, because then your benefit, you can benefit vastly, thousands of peoples and large environments. So also you still you need help, because you until you become enlightened, you need helpers. You don't need obstacles. That's where practice mandala accumulate great merit. If you have a merit, I will tell you a few things here, as in the ordinary way. If you have a merit and you have a very small thing, it become cause of merit. For example, there are in this world thousands of the Zoom like this, but some helps to cultivate virtues, dharma practice. Some does not. So similarly, there are thousands of mobile phones, but some mobile phone is very helpful, very useful to teach dharma. So that's where whatever you have, even your smile, your action, everything become the cause of merit. If you practice well, practice mandala very well. And then if you practice mandala very well, in the future, not long, we don't want to wait so long. Even in future means this afternoon or tomorrow, if you find a friend, you will find a very lovely friend because of the power of your merit. And similarly, if you earn some money, it becomes very helpful. If you are going to use this right way, you can use it. Otherwise, sometimes we really need some money. At that time, we don't have. Sometimes we are okay without money, but we have something. So it will not happen. Even you have only $100, $10, it is very kind of useful, helpful for yourself, or that you can use to cultivate merit. So merit, you practice mandala, then main thing is it's also reduce self-grasping, and then your wisdom, it start to radiate or grow your wisdom. So that's why we say there are thousands of, actually we say 100 wrathful deities. The peaceful deities and the wrathful deities, they all radiate from the light of luminosity, of wisdom light, like a sun's ray, the sun and the sun's ray. So they radiate from wisdom light. And then we say self-awareness. Self-awareness means then we will see it. We will be able to see them. And so this mandala practice is very helpful in this life. If you think I'm going to become very like a billionaire, then it's very much related to mandala. If you practice it, perhaps you will become billionaire. Perhaps you will not become real billionaire, but your mind is rich. Somebody has lots of things, but they always dissatisfied. Some has no more, but they are satisfied. So satisfaction is the real kind of level of the rich. So mandala practice is important. And then another, if we are come to the dharma way, if you practice well about mandala, then you will find very, very great spiritual masters. The master whose mind is full of compassion and bodhicitta, and whose if this in generally we say whose brain is full of knowledge, something like that. And then it's whatever your guru gives, these path instructions, everything you can dissolve or melt in your mind. Single word greatly benefit to you. Single dharma words greatly benefit to you. So everything is depending on mandala practice. Okay, so that's where there is mandala. And then you can sometimes we learn dharma today, but tomorrow forget. That means we don't have enough merit, because the in our mind wisdom and ignorance, they just working kind of fighting. Actually, they are errant, but fighting. So sometimes the ignorance win, then that's where we forget Dharma words. Oh, my guru says something, but I forgot. That means then we have thick ignorance in our mind, very deep ignorance. So mandala practice purifies them, and then inside of our mind radiates thousands of wisdoms like stars in the night. That's where then we understand. For example, Guru says, practice bodhicitta, and after you automatically understand how to practice compassion. Of course, you understand how to practice bodhicitta. So that's where practice the mandala benefit you in this life, and also it benefit you after you become great bodhisattvas. And also Buddhas, we mentioned that Buddha has lots of qualities, the numerous qualities. They are related his merit, power of merit. Okay, and then next that there is Guru Yoga. Guru Yoga practice. So okay, I directly say, who is your inner guru? If I ask you, okay, and then you say your answer is, oh, my clarity. Okay, then your clarity. Yes, you are right. This is your clarity is your inner guru. But first, you cannot turn on this. And after sometimes you can turn on it, you fixate it. That means you cannot understand the union of clarity and emptiness. So if you can understand the union of clarity and emptiness, then this clarity stays with your mindfulness many hours, many days, many weeks, many months, and then eventually you completely stay, kind of permanently can stay with that clarity. So that means you become enlightened. That means you gain the realization of Mahamudara completely. So Reno, how many times introduce your inner guru, you cannot find it. Because it's very weak about practicing Dharma. Especially not so much practice preliminaries. At least one of these. At least you don't try to accumulate some imprint. But I am not criticized to you because you are come here to at least you have enthusiasm to listening. That's why you have you are doing this practice. You love to this practice. So I don't want to criticize, of course. But what should you do is if you can practice all of these 100,000 each part, it's wonderful. But if you can't do at least one part, do little bit. For example, I say practice refuge and prostration 100,000 and then plus a few thousand. If you can do that, excellent. But if you can't do exactly that number, at least you do a few hundred of prostrations. And then recite the few thousands of refuge prayers, recitation part. Yeah. So then in the same like mandala, same like Vajrasattva. So that's where your mind and then preliminary practices are connected. Connect. And then there is a says, sometimes you make so many efforts like a mountains. It's very big as mountains. But you cultivate a small merit like a fire spark. then the merit will become very powerful than the other kind of effort. So that's why I request or suggest that if you practice preliminary, is very important. And then during the Guru Yoga, main thing is you need faith. Faith is important. Faith has three types of faith. One is you trust. You trust your own practice. You trust your Buddha nature. Of course, you can't see your Buddha nature. You don't understand what is your Buddha nature, but you should trust that, oh, I possess Buddha nature. And if you can't focus here so much, still you trust Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha, Amitabha Buddha, and so forth. And then your Guru. And then another one is you try to keep pure perception towards them instead of criticize. Oh, Buddha is very mystical. Buddha, maybe he did some wrong things. Maybe Buddha did not attain enlightenment. These are dropped. So that's where doubt, yeah. So you should think, oh, Buddha is my refuge. Buddha, his teachings are my refuge. We call it Dharma. And then our Dharma brothers, sisters, and then your spiritual masters are also your Dharma friends, your companions. So that is, I think, briefly introduce about the Hondo today. And if I talk too much, I think I will let you sleep in the daytime. Sometimes sleep is good, but then I think it's better to listen some questions, fresh questions, and then I think it helps us to wake up more. Yeah? Thank you.
Okay, we have a number of submitted questions from our online participants. And I think what we'd like to do is ask a question from the online list and also give people here in the temple an opportunity to ask questions as well. So we'll start with a question from the online list and then open it up to the temple and go back and forth. Mm-hmm. The first question, submitted question, is actually two people had the same question. Mm-hmm. And the question is, I'm interested in joining the online Vajrasattva section of the Nundro, but I'm in another tradition. And can I use the Nundro text from that other tradition, or should I use the text that you have provided?
Yes. This is for everybody. For example, if you already followed Nyingma tradition and you are using Nyingma tradition's lineage sadhana, and you also already started to practice some numbers of days there, and then today you come here to listen from me, so then what should you do in the future? You can use your own sadhana which you already practice, for example, Nyingma tradition. But you often can visit us here, listening to my teachings and answers. And then you accumulate the mantras and the hundred that recitations are, you can use your own sadhana which you already belong that. That's number one. Number two is, okay, I accumulated 30,000 mantras in Nyingma sadhana. And today you come to here and you use this over sadhana text, and then, for example, Vajrasattva. And then if you accumulate merit, you can accumulate merit from 30,000 to continually. So that's where virtues is always a virtues. Okay, so that's where this is very clearly you keep in your mind. So don't worry about that. So then other religion means right now I image other kind of Sajapa, Gelupa, Nyingmapa. Right now we are Kajupa, so yeah, this is my answer. Okay.
Okay, for folks here in the temple, if you have a question, please raise your hand.
Don't be understand each other when you have a question. If you have a question, then you ask. If you don't, of course, then you have to read. Otherwise, yes. Maybe this one.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Thanks, Khenpo. I have a few questions. I'll just ask one. One, I've been doing Vajrasattva also in parallel to prostrations.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I've struggled with is if Vajrasattva is above my head, and I'm supposed to have a very clear visual.
Mm-hmm.
How do I frame the question? It's unclear how I could, like, which direction Vajrasattva faces.
Oh,
Because if it's above like this, I can't really see Tara like this. I could see Tara like this.
Oh, right.
But here it feels harder.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've had to turn Vajrasattva around facing me up here.
Yes.
But that's a little easier. But so I don't know if you can give advice on that. There's a sense of I'm probably doing something dualistically here. But yeah, so which direction Vajrasattva faces?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll start with that. Yeah.
Yes, normally we visualize Vajrasattva on the crown side. The front side we visualize this one, and so here most time we visualize like this, because in the tankas and pictures we do that. As you said, it's difficult. Definitely you can do this, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which one helps you. Then you can you start, and then that's if you are difficult to visualize here. Sometimes you are little bit make efforts to visualize. So it's because you say it's difficult to see right. Actually, eyes consciousness definitely difficult to see it, but mentally, in the mind, then you try to see it. I think then sometimes first is a little difficult and make efforts. Then in the future it becomes very easy, and it becomes very helpful. So that's where you try, but then the main answer is yes, you can do this way here. Yes.
Thank you. Just a quick follow-up. Yeah, because it's not eye consciousness, but I also notice when Vajrasattva is here, there's a way where I'm almost clinging to the body. And to truly visualize it up here, I almost have to reimagine my physical form.
Oh, no.
And that feels wrong, but maybe I'm clinging to like the physical aggregate.
Right.
Or maybe it's right. But there's a way when I can do that, I'm almost changing the perspective. But now, when I try to do the full thing,
this is no problem. This is no problem. Sometimes we say, actually, that when we visualize a guru, sometimes we can visualize a guru in the palms. And so everywhere we can visualize the gurus. So which one helps you more, then you can do. So, but if you this way, you little bit make efforts. One day it becomes more easy. But that is not problems. Okay. Oh yes.
Our next submitted question is, I want to be sure that I am utilizing the correct Vajrasattva mantra relative to the 100,000 mantra accumulations. Please confirm the mantra to practice and accumulate mantras with.
Say again, sorry.
That's okay. This person wants to know the correct Vajrasattva mantra. And would you recite it to make sure they're doing the right mantra?
All right. So should I recite now correctly?
Yes, I think this person would like that.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. I do it. Correctly means actually I read in Tibetan style, but there is still make a little correction. Okay. Om Vajrasattva Sammaya Manu Balaya Vajrasattva Tenno Ba Titandardo Me Bava Sudo Kayo Me Bava Subu Chayo Me Bava Anuragdo Me Bava Sarva Siddhe Mimparayatsa Sarva Karma Suzame Zidam Yeyam Guru Hong Ha 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 Ho Bangavan Sarva Tatangata Bazar Mame Munza Banzi Bava Maha Sammaya Sato. One thing I will make very clear, there is the Hirayam. This is not Hirayam. Hiraya, little bit, I think it's pronounced as Nga, Hirayam, but not very clearly that. But don't say Yam, Hirayam, okay? That's one thing. And then Sukto Kayo Me Bava, Sup Chayo Me Bava. This is actually, both pronunciation is correct. That's they said, because the Sanskrit is Indian ancient language, but still they have they have different dialects, south and north and west of Indian in ancient times. So some that's what I heard. Some say Sukto Kayo, some say Chayo, but it's better to say both. That's why I recite that way. Okay.
Okay, back to the temple. If anyone has a question here in the temple, please raise your hand.
Maybe not. Yes.
Okay, we'll continue with the online submitted questions. There are several questions from this next person. How should I count my recitation? One recitation for one bead? How should I chant the mantra, slow or fast? And if I can only do one session a day, does it include the ending part as well? And the final question is, sometimes I work all day until the next day's morning. Is it okay for me to do this sadhana before I sleep?
So, if I'm missing the answers, please let me know. The number one is, traditionally we use the mala. So there's a mala, blazing mantras, and so forth. But then right now, this counter, we can use that too. We can use that too. But another skills, the method is, for example, 30 seconds. You can, or 1 minute, how many mantras you can accumulate, how many mantras. So you don't use counter, or is uncomfortable to use mala, because if you are not familiar on there, then you can, for example, 1 minute you can recite 3 times Vajrasattva mantra, yeah, and then you recite 5, 10, so then you calculate that, so then you can understand 30 minutes how many you can recite mantra in 30 minutes or 1 hour or something like that. So then you read these numbers in your notes, and then, as I mentioned, we can utilize our mobile phone. Recently we have mobile phones, so you record by yourself in your mobile phone, and then you turn on this. If your roommates and your neighbors are okay, you turn on this and then you recite together. That's where it helps you to memory it easily, and also it helps you a lot. Otherwise you are going to looking on the page, read the letters, and then still for example doing prostration is quite difficult, but you record it, and also you print very big syllables, make very big, and then put in front of your prostration or in front of your table, and then you place there, and then you can look there and recite that. And then, is the answer or to all question, or
The person asked about slow or fast.
slow or fast? That's is a good question. So this is depends you. If your mind is too much agitated, then you recite slow. You recite slowly, and then focus on the mantra. That is helpful. If your mind becomes drowsiness, then you recite a little quickly and a little loud. And your mind is agitated at that time, little recite kind of softly and then slowly. It helps you a lot. So otherwise there is no too much strict rules, but too fast is also not so. I'm going to finish this. That's way, but so much, so too fast, and you cannot focus any the yadam, or you cannot remember 3 jewels or something like that. Then it's not so, I think, skillful. So that's why it's the kind of always on the middle way is helpful.
Another part of the question was, if this person can only do 1 session a day, does it include the ending part?
This person does 1 session a day?
Just 1, if they can only do 1.
Oh, so what is the question? Sorry.
If they can only do 1 session a day, does it include the ending part?
So is it okay or not?
They're asking, should it be included?
Included means
In the session. If they can only do 1 session a day, do they?
Yeah, you do that. yeah, definitely. If you can do 3 sessions, of course, 4 sessions or 1 session, so you do it's much better than don't do.
And the final part of these questions was, is it okay to do the sadhana before they go to sleep? Sometimes they work all night and they can only do it just before they go to sleep. Is that okay?
Yeah, sadhana is very actually important when you practice this. So there is a way morning. If you morning you can do this refugee part. I mean this common preliminaries, precious and impermanent, some renunciation and karma cause and effect, you quickly recite it and then visualize, meditate for a little while, 5 minutes or 1 minute. And then if you do, right now you are doing prostration, the Vajrasattva, so you can skip this refuge part. So you don't want to recite that. And then you do this Vajrasattva, and then you do the short dedication. So when you do, even you do it only for 30 minutes, do it clearly. That's very important because that is very helpful for you. Okay?
Just to ask the temple again, has anybody thought of any questions they would like to ask?
Yeah, if you have a question, then you raise up, okay? Raise up your hand.
Okay, the next question, submitted question is, are there any dietary restrictions for the 17 weeks?
Dietary means?
Food. Are there any food restrictions?
Or for silence?
For the 17-week practice, are there any food restrictions?
17 days?
17 weeks. There's
Weeks?
Yes.
Oh, if one does that?
Yeah, for the 17-week practice, do they have any food restrictions of any kind?
Oh.
Can they eat normally?
I think it's better to eat something, yeah?
Oh, well,
Yeah, at least you drink something. But there is a special Julian practices, so then you need the real this path instructions before you do it. Not in a rush. You really need these path instructions, and then you can practice Julian. Otherwise, at least you drink and eat because your body needs, your organisms need it sometimes. But of course, you don't eat too much as in general, so that's of course wonderful. But you have a great plan to do that is of course amazing, but still you take care of your body for practicing other practices. So that's where it's better to eat, I think.
and so there are no food restrictions like no dairy, no eggs. There's nothing like that, right? No food restrictions of any kind.
Food, my understanding is your question. I'm not sure it's right or wrong. So, food disrupt one's practice or not? Something like that?
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm just making a guess here. Do they become a vegetarian for 17 weeks?
Wow, that's so gorgeous. Yeah. To become vegetarian is so gorgeous.
For the
17 whole life is really
Right.
wonderful. But I mean, being vegetarian one day is also wonderful.
So it sounds like there are no restrictions, no implied restrictions or no necessary restrictions. People can do what they want with their diet.
Oh, people can do what they want
With their diet,
to eat food.
yes, for the 17 weeks.
17. I'm sorry, I honestly not so much clear this question. Uh-huh. Oh, means still I'm not sure. But best thing is during the Vajrasattva practice, you have a less chance to get wind disease. So that's where if you don't eat meat, it's okay. It's wonderful. And if you don't eat garlics, those part are also wonderful. That's wonderful. Oh, probably no, I understand your question. So, and then you eat very well your breakfast. You eat well your lunch. you'll eat very less dinner. That's wonderful. And if you stop to eat your dinner, you eat breakfast well, and then eat well lunch, and then you commitment, I will not eat dinner during Vajrasattva practice. I respect you, fully respect you, but I will allow you to drink because I don't know where are you now. If you are very dry place, then without water is pretty dangerous. So please you drink water and not eat the dinner. It's really helpful. So it's helpful means it is virtuous. So if you do that, it will be wonderful. Okay.
Our next question.
Still, you can drink yogurt. So drink eat yogurt, and yeah. Yes.
Did I see a hand go up? Okay.
Music, nature.
I'm gonna have to go adjust it. Okay.
Khenpo, I've heard different lamas say that some people don't need to do nundro and some do. Is there a criteria for determining who should do a nundro?
I think Ngondron is necessary. Ngondron is necessary, but as I repeat that I am not make complicated because some people's physical issues, and so then if I still say you need to do prostration, it's really difficult. That's where this is kind of that's where I don't say you need to do prostration, for example. And then another one where is I'm quite difficult to say you must do 100,000 of this number, because here people are wonderful. I mean, all of you are wonderful and you have enthusiasms to practice, but because of your have lots of responsibilities to do a lot of things. So that's where, and also you already have other practices. So I don't say you must do 100,000, but at least you do some part of this Ngondro. So actually Ngondro is important. This not only means, for example, the head of our lineage is Lord Jitin Sungko. He says many people say that the actual practice is important, but for me preliminary practice is very important. So he said that there are still other masters said that. So it's very important.
Thank you, Khenpo.
You're welcome.
May I ask you a question in private when we are done today?
Are you staying today? Okay. Yeah. Of course. No. Thank you. Yeah.
Our next submitted question is, I am doing modified prostrations. Is that okay?
Metaphor?
Modified. They've changed the prostration maybe for a physical reason.
Oh.
Is that okay?
Yes. There are 9 different kind of prostrations. One is full of prostration. That means you lie down completely on the floor. That's number 1. Number 2 is only 5 things you place on ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 palms, 2 knees, and then forehead. And then another one is you just only hands put here and then in your places. You do that. Actually, even you just do this is also prostration. But during Mundo practice, the best one is with a full prostration. If you can't do, then this half prostration, that means 3 of these. If you can't do, then you still do that in the 4 places or 3 places with a recite Mundo refugee prayer. So I think these are okay.
Another submitted question. This question is about the mantra in the text. It's about a specific portion. It says the English translation on page 422 in the notes reads, Om, be steadfast for me, be very pleased with me, be fully nourished for me, and so on. And here's the question. It says, in the context where we aspire to non-dual thought and the avoidance of self-grasping and where the ego is all about me, there are many me's in this mantra. Please explain how to view these requests.
Like me?
Yeah, I think that they're concerned that there appears to be a lot of self-grasping there.
Oh, yes. Actually, you are right. There's this many I, me. Even the very beginning of this yellow prayer book, it says in Tibetan is da, that means I. So it's some jokes that other practices say selflessness, your practice is always I first. What is that? Some scholars joked with other the Ndogong lineage scholars. But Jigten Sunggu mentioned in the Buddha's single attention, that means sometimes we hold everything, and then there's a special method. It's very skillful meaning. So first you belong everything here, and then you give it. So at that time you dedicate a very kind of special positions. So the power of this, then this grasping purifies or reduce. Then you can feel it. Example, if someone asks me to carry very heavy things, and I carry this, and then I drop that on some, for example, from my room to here, somebody asked me to carry very heavy things, and I tried to carry it. When I reached here, I dropped that things here, and I say, that is, I'm very relaxed. I feel I'm very relaxed. Similarly, first bring all of these things, and I have within ego, strict mind, and then suddenly offer this to the 3 jewels, it take away my grasping from my mind. That's where this is special methods to accumulate, merit. So that's where here says that many I and so forth. But it's not only during the mandalas. Sometimes this is there is important. For example, the open prayer book says Dala downwards Buddha means whoever harm to me. Whoever harms to me means then we can experience. Whoever harm to someone, may they attain Buddhahood. This is pretty easy. Pretty easy because we can judge it through our feeling. Or he harms my friend, so my friend and him together, may I wish they both free from samsara, liberated from negative karma. If I try to wish that, it's pretty easy. It comes to me, but it's not so energized. But if someone harms to me, and then at that moment I authentically think, may you freed from negative karma. At that time, I really need a very strong power in my mind. So if I can do that, at that time, then grasping, I can purify grasping purely, clearly. So that's where it is a special way to dedicate, eliminate grasping, self-grasping, or fixations. That's where they say me, Allah, many me's, or I. Okay.
The next question is asking about clarification from a question from last Sunday. There was a Q&A question last Sunday, and this person is asking for further clarification for the following quote. The quote is on page 29 of the text. It says, "Though negativities themselves have no good qualities, that they are purified by laying them aside is one good quality." Okay, so that's the quote from the text. And the question is, the person didn't, you gave an answer explaining that, but the person didn't really understand it clearly. And so they're asking for further clarification, further understanding. And the question is, in summary, is it how you view a negativity that defines it? Meaning, is there an everyday view of a negativity, or is there a higher view of a negativity?
Which page actually? Which book?
They did not specify the book. They didn't say the book, but they said it was on page 29.
Page 29. If I try to search all the open the books, page 29. Page 29. Oh, I see. I think this Lonjitin Sunggon's dedication prayer. So everybody please be patient and relax. Okay, and I'm going to ask again Tom to repeat this question. So can you recite that part?
Yes.
Oh, Hundo Satana. The page, which page number? 33. So it actually the Vajrasattva part. Oh, I see. Oh, so then it is about the what is that?
Let me read the quote again from the text. It says, "Though negativities themselves have no good qualities."
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That they are purified by laying them aside is one good quality.
Sometimes my listening power is not good. Otherwise, yeah, this non-virtues has not quality, but it has a single quality, which is we can purify it. So that's what we said here. Yeah. So then non-virtues has a single quality, means if we cultivate non-virtues, if we were not able to purify that, then we are samsaric being forever. We have no chance to freed from suffering. Yeah? But right now, we have a chance to free from some samsara or suffering because we can purify non-virtues. So that's where we just say non-virtues as a single quality. If you feel, that is not non-virtues quality, that's right. It's okay. That is not non-virtues quality. If you think that, that is correct. But we say non-virtues as single quality means that we make, how to say, makes you to interesting or give rise to enthusiasm from your mind, or you give you some courageous that, oh, I cultivate these non-virtues, but I can do it, I can purify it, because non-virtues is not always kind of unchangeable or that's why we say it. So this is my main answer. I'm not sure 100% it makes clear or not. But another thing is, actually we say quality non-virtues is not good quality, but it possesses a single quality that we can purify. That is also a little help for that. Sometimes we think, oh, they are totally wrong. They are totally make mistakes. Something we have a negative perceptions towards someone, or then if we can at that time, then we cannot close towards them. But if we try to see one quality, the other from other side, then it helps you to solve many problems. For example, I share one story. Probably you heard that. There are friends, for example, two boys, and then they always spend time together. But then one day, this one boy found another girlfriend, and then they always spend together. And then his friend, one day he asked, "How about your girlfriend?" And then his friend replied, "Oh, there are kind of numberless. There are many numbers of mistakes. So I cannot say, oh, she has like this and that kind of faults." And then he asked him, "Then why do you spend with her? Why don't you separate from her?" But then his friend answered him, "Oh, she has one good quality, that is like the sun. So that's why if the sun is sun rays in the space, all the kind of stars are disappear. Similarly, if she possesses one great qualities, then that quality removes all other faults." They say that similarly, if we can focus one quality in the non-virtues, which is we can purify, that's where then we start to purify it. So that's why we say that. Okay, and then we goes more in deep. Then this means actually the quality of non-virtues is also emptiness. That means the real non-virtues is not non-virtues. That is emptiness. Okay.
If I may, Khenpo, I would like to ask a couple of questions related to this quote.
Yes.
In the quote, it says, they, meaning the negativities, are purified by laying them aside. How do you lay aside negativities? How do you lay them aside?
Let them. How do say again?
So the quote says, they are purified by laying them aside.
Oh, I'm looking different parts. Sorry, I thought Vajrasattva. How do?
Yes. So I'll repeat the quote. It says, though negativities themselves have no good qualities, that they are purified by laying them aside is one good quality. So the question is, how do you lay aside negativities?
Lies means purify, yeah?
To lay aside means just set it aside. You put it aside.
Let me read this. So you mentioned after the qualities of non-virtues or before?
This is after the quality. It says, though negativities themselves have no good qualities.
Okay.
That they are purified by laying them aside is one good quality. So the question becomes, how do you lay negativities aside?
No good qualities, that they are purified by laying them aside in one good qualities. Actually, laying them aside in one good quality, that's I am not so much clear in English, but this in Tibetan, it's, if I try to translate that, non-virtues has non-virtues does not good qualities, but it has a single quality, that is, if we confess it, then we can purify it.
Confession.
Yeah, compassion. So that's why, because we just call it quality, but in the reality they cannot stay permanently. There's a non-virtues, it cannot stay permanently, because Vajrasattva come and kick it out, something like that. So that's the meaning.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
We're down to our last two questions. Is there a book we can read to support the teachings that will be imparted during the retreat, or any kind of literature?
Yes, during your retreat, there is a Gampopa's jewel ornament. There's if you have this book, Gampopa's jewel ornament of liberation, that is very helpful. You read this, and then you read one chapter. You don't want to finish all of this, and then you check in contents, and then which part is related to your practice, and then you read one paragraph, and then bring it in your mind and try to melt in your mind. That means let it change your mind and the way of thinking. Then the reading books help. Otherwise, many people say reading book doesn't help, but reading Dharma book doesn't help. That means I think they did not read experientially. When read book, the experientially, it definitely benefit. So when you read one paragraph and then let melt it into your mind, which means let it change your mind, the way thinkings, motivations, or change, it really benefits. It changes you. That's why one paragraph can change your life, way of thinking, everything. So the Gampopa's jewel ornament of liberation, that is an excellent one. And also another excellent one is Word of My Perfect Teacher. That book is also excellent. So I like these two books. I have connected both of these. So I have experienced about these books. So these are very, very helpful. Yeah, I think then sometimes when you read these sadhanas, the Ngundo sadhana, and also exactly as you did, read the small letters and focus. And after, first you ask yourself why and how. Okay, how, for example, non-virtues has one quality we can confess. How does it confess? Did you check before that? If I ask you right now, no, you don't want to answer to me, but you feel that, or he asked me, so you do in the tomorrow or someday. You have one non-virtues, for example, angry emotion, and then you try to confess it, and then you try to understand how does it confess or purify. Okay.
This is the last submitted question.
Yes.
But we do have one additional question that was in the chat session, which I'll get to in just a moment.
Yeah.
So the final submitted question is there always a chance for redemption for a practitioner who is very ignorant and that has strayed off their path?
Actually, the one that means one practitioner, yeah.
Yes, this practitioner has strayed off the path, and they want to know if there's redemption. Always redemption. Is it possible? Always.
So yeah, there are different characteristics and different behaviors, different. Always from one side, try to help is important, but before help, always you should wearing two kind of special protections. One is from your side, be patient. That's very important. When you try to help other, sometimes it's so difficult to help. At that time, you should be patient. Especially their reaction is uncomfortable. Their reaction is uncomfortable. Then try to be patient. That's important. Another one is you are going to check it's the right time to help or not. Sometimes if it is not right time to help, then it doesn't benefit others and yourself. That's why you check the time. And then third is also before you help, a little bit think which way is much better to more help or more beneficial. I think that's all.
I think this question is about the person asking the question. They have fallen off the path, and can they be redeemed?
That means they stop to practice, or
it doesn't say that. It just says that they haven't continued practice, perhaps, or have done something that they feel is strayed from the path. But is it possible to always be redeemed, to always come back and be in the grace of the Guru?
Okay. So actually, you always can come back in Dharma practice, always, because your Buddha nature is always exist with you. That is allowed. But when sometimes you like to stop to Dharma practice because some reasons, at that very important thing is don't give a wrong view in Buddhism and law of karma, cause and effect and three jewels. Okay, that is I think very important. If you have a wrong view and you are angry Buddhism or three jewels, and you disbelieve karma, cause and effect, it's still okay. In the future, you can come back to practice. But when you stop to practice within the wrong view, within the angry emotion, then you just cultivate extra negative karma. So that's why it's okay. A few years you don't like to practice Dharma, it's okay. You can stop with thinking of equanimity. I can't practice Dharma, but I don't want to criticize Buddha Dharma Sangha, and I don't want to give rise wrong view in the law of karma, cause and effect, something like that. So, yes.
Okay, this is our last question. This is from the chat session online for Zoom. The question is, are we allowed to continue our prostration accumulation during Vajrasattva retreat? Or are we supposed to wait until we start Guru Yoga?
I think, I think this time you do Vajrasattva. During the Vajrasattva, you do Vajrasattva. Okay.
Okay, that unless anybody else at the temple has questions, that concludes our questions.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much, all of you. Oh, yes, here. One.
I'm the one that asked the question about the I'm trying to understand this laying aside negativities thing. And when I asked you this last week, I mean, you gave me this beautiful answer, and I ended up thinking that it was the way that you viewed them. If you viewed them as negativities, they were negativities. But if you viewed myself or the person as the Buddha nature, then that somehow or other didn't matter. And I'm totally confused, because if I committed a murder and all I had to do was say, oh, I confess it, I did it, does that purify that? Doesn't seem right.
If one thinks, oh, I am going to kill this animal first, and then I'm going to confess it, this is wrong. Actually, this is wrong. This is just extra job. But when you are ready to confess non-virtues that you unknowingly already did, so then at that moment you think, can I confess it or not? And then you should know that, oh, there is a single quality which is I can confess that non-virtues, so I am going to confess it. That is you should do that.
Still don't understand. If I murder somebody and I confess it, does that get rid of the negativity of me murdering somebody?
If you already murdered somebody, for example, if already did, still you think, oh, I killed someone, so now I finished everything, so I have no chance to purify this, so I should continually cultivate kind of the same negative karma. This is totally misunderstand. Of course, you are going to confess it. But only one thing, don't misunderstand, that I repeat again. Oh, I'm going to cultivate this negative karma because after that I can confess it. Don't do that knowingly. But sometimes,
Oh, that helps. That right there. That helps a lot. So it's what I've done in the past that I'm confessing.
Yes.
That purify it.
Yes.
It's not something that I'm thinking today that I will do, and then I can confess it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sun shines. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Okay, I think that concludes.
Okay, so now we are going to dedicate our marriage. So please, you all give rise bodhicitta in your mind and welfare all mother thinking beings. Chanjo zenjo rembo je ma je ba na je 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 bar nyan bar me bar ya kone gonde bevar jo me bodhicitta, the precious and supreme mind, arises in whom it has not yet arisen. Where it has arisen, may it not decline, but ever increase higher and higher. Thank you again very much, all of you, and may your supreme mind of bodhicitta increase higher and higher, and may you greatly benefit all beings, your family, your friends, your pets, and so forth. Okay? All the best. Thank you. Thank you for being patient. Thank you.
Thank you, Kempola. Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you so much.
Gracias.
Gracias. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kempo.